by all means, finish your tweet. Well, not Twitter. Not
hello. Didn't see you.
Didn't see you there? Yeah, exactly. There we go. Hey, everybody. How's it going? Thanks for hanging in there. We had some technical difficulties with OBS doing its thing. The microphone is not muted. And the lad is being a sleepy little child. He's being wonderful and sweet. We'll see if it lasts. Wouldn't that be nice? It would be very nice if it lasted.
There's one of our YouTube algorithm covers a lot of ground, and
as you can imagine.
And one side of it is pet grooming, and there is
Girl with the dogs. Girl with the dogs. Yeah. It's stress viewing for me. It's just, yes, please show me all of your beautiful pets and them getting lovely little baths.
And she just did a very, very chunky, big, adorable deaf white cat.
And I'm like, that is my baby. Well, that is 3 of my babies squished together.
And he did look like Twiglet's brother who never skipped leg day.
Yes, and it was very sweet. But, strangely enough, didn't mind the dryer so much because he couldn't hear it. Yeah, which was really nice. Okay. We need a counter, which is how many streams have we done not starting with talking about and it would be 0. Mm-hmm. It would be like John Oliver. We just reset it every single week. Hello, everybody. Hi. How we doing? Oh, happy almost equinox. It is, I believe, tomorrow.
Really?
Tomorrow or the 21st, somewhere between tomorrow and the 21st is the equinox. And then, not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday is the UK clock change and Europe's clock change. So, not fun spending a night on the ICU. I'm so sorry to hear that. But then this deeply unpleasant time where maybe we're an hour closer or maybe we're an hour farther apart and I can't figure it out, will be over, and that will be nice. Do we get out the wicker man? Nope, that's Halloween.
Or if I ever return to the Isle of Man,
Yes, that's the running joke, that someday they will summon him home to be the sacrifice because he's been the one away the longest. Which is...
When we adopted
only
ours,
funny
they had
because
never
it's
been
true.
outside. Our spicy boy spent the first few minutes trying to figure out who was touching him whenever the wind blew.
Oh,
my heart.
Oh, my heart. Twiglet was born in a hedge, and every once in a while he has what we call smell TV, where we have those type of windows very common in the UK where they tilt out from the bottom. So there's very little space, there's almost no space at the bottom and about that much space at the top. So it's quite safe even for him when he stretches all the way up to stick his nose out, right? So we call it smell TV. He likes to have smell TV.
We also think that's why he loves crumpled paper so much, because his first memories are bed of leaves. So.
Mm-hmm. I have card hold from a Microsoft Office suite I don't remember subscribing to. Oh, okay. Sorry to hear
scammy.
That. But it has been gorgeous this week. I mean, today it got cloudy, and then it dared to try and rain while we were going on our walk.
Hey, Heaven.
But it's supposed to be 17 degrees tomorrow.
God damn,
and
dude.
Bright sunny, and I can't wait. And we have to get up so very early in the morning.
For vaccinations,
which is a very good thing. But still, still says high of 17 and sunny tomorrow. And then it's supposed to rain for 4 days in a row. But that means I don't have to water anything in the garden. So that makes me happy. Yeah, yay needles. Boo. I don't look. But, we might still be going to the U.S. for Worldcon. I give it 40-60 at this point. But regardless, we're getting our MMR vaccinations updated because the last thing I need is to catch a completely inocuable disease.
Avoidable disease.
Yeah, no.
Because some tech bro idiot wants to make Skynet happy when it manifests.
You're keeping up with your reading goal this year. Excellent, Kiwi. What are you reading?
Very good news, Kiwi. Good job.
All the vaccinations, absolutely. Do you know that they do not vaccinate you against chickenpox in this country? Standardly, it is not a standard vaccination that children receive. I don't know if it's because chickenpox has mainly been eliminated here.
Yeah, it is.
Which makes very little sense because this is the country where it developed in the anyway. But no, it's a special thing you have to pay for. You can't just the NHS doesn't do it apparently.
We got. It's been a while since I was a kid. We get measles, mumps, and
MMR,
rubella.
measles, mumps, and rubella. Yeah,
And,
almost everybody gets that.
I think scarlet fever as well.
Shingles is very much a thing here. Yeah,
which did not help me when I got it.
Say again?
Scarlet fever, which I think I got the vaccine.
You had it?
I had scarlet fever.
Oh God, no.
Oh yeah.
I doubt it.
Oh, I
hope not. Heavens. Oh, I really hope not.
Why?
It's very not bad. It's very not good for you.
Yeah, I was 10, and I had was either scarlet fever or scarlatina.
I don't know what scarlatina is. That sounds exotic.
Hey, KB.
Scarlatina. What is? Oh, it's another name for scarlet fever. Okay.
Is that very bad?
Well, it used to kill a lot of people.
And yet here I am.
So I'm glad you're alive.
And yet Elstrom lives.
And yet Elstrom lives.
Oh shit, KB. It's the fucking day for it. This is like the 4th one. Are you okay?
Oh,
the hospital, of course.
Oh, okay. How was the surgery?
Please rest up. Tell us as much or as little as you want to.
The Gladstone Grey, the second book in the Spot and Smudge books. It's a thriller series about 2 dogs who are born with powers.
If you'll excuse me.
Alistair's like, noted.
Spot and Smudge.
Spot and Smudge. That sounds fantastic.
I am 1 chapter into the 2nd book of the Chronicles of St. Mary's at the moment, which is a terrible title for a truly fantastic idea. It is a UK university in a mildly dystopian alternate present that has time machines.
There's 6 books in that series.
Fantastic. That has time machines in their history department.
Yes, but it's treated like you said, a rural English university.
Yes. Basically, picture a rural English university and Stargate SG-1 fired through the Large Hadron Collider.
And there's like 20 of them.
There are 14 in the initial series. There are a further 10 in the spin-off. Both the spin-off and the initial series are ongoing.
Fabulous.
They are so much fun. The main characters self-describe as tea-soaked disaster magnets. And they are.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right.
But I'm reading that. I'm also most of the way through...
I finished reading The Phoenix Keeper, which was the sweetest magic creature news story.
Aww.
KP, I hope you are tucked up in bed with like snacks and drinks and the medications you require and somebody on standby if you need them.
Nap a lot.
Please fall asleep during the stream. Please.
Yeah.
It would be very good for you to just fall asleep during the stream.
And also, Margaret and I just did a book swap where I read One for All by Lily Lainoff, which is a gender-bent Three Musketeers novel. Which
I'm enjoying right now. I'm almost done with it, but it's my bedtime reading, so I only get about a chapter and a half in before I start to fall asleep. And this one wants his Spot to go to sleep, and he hates the rectangles. It doesn't matter if they're phones or tablets or books. If I've got a book, he won't curl up with me, so I have to put the book down so he can go to bed.
I've seen him fully curled up like he should be asleep, like this.
Yeah, the full-on, like, Raphael sort of thing going on. I should get back to reading. At least gotten back into writing.
That's like the second stage. It's all good.
Yep.
I across the last couple of years, my approach to reading has changed very dramatically. 3 years ago, I read 5 books and 200 graphic novels, which means I read 205 books because reading is reading. Last year, I read about 12 books. This year, I'm already on my 5th,
which is good. And I'm glad your mama's with you. And yes, please go to bed soon. We will miss you, but there is VOD. Yeah. Speaking of VOD, I have to give a huge thank you and shout out to Ducky, who has been wrangling
just
with
the heroic work.
About 1,000 hours worth of VOD that were on this stream. And she's been getting it all pushed to YouTube, and we're almost caught up with it, which would be great. So hopefully nothing will have been lost and you'll be able to go to YouTube whenever you like to see all the back stuff, but we'll get down below the limit that Twitch sets us and it can stop screaming at us every time we log in. That would sure be nice.
It really is a delightful time to be alive where tech bros are fucking up everything and then loudly complaining that we're making their lives inconvenient.
We're not going to talk about politics. We're just not. What else did we do? Where are we? What time is it? I made the most amazing grilled Reuben sandwiches for St. Patrick's Day because I didn't feel like doing a full-on corned beef, so I just bought oh my goodness. Yeah. Did you see that little dragony flop? He needs a chin scratch.
He does. Hey, little buddy.
He needs a chin scratch. That's what that is for. Anyway, I made... come back to it. I made incredible... So I just bought corned beef and pastrami and made Russian dressing, and I have homemade sauerkraut in my fridge at all times because I come from Polish relatives. And
she has Polish relatives. I have a Scottish one. Sauerkraut and mashed potato, never out of the freezer.
Yeah, basically. So I just made grilled Reubens with homemade Russian dressing, and they were huge.
Took us 2 hours to finish them. So great.
Oh, homemade sauerkraut's really easy. You just take a cabbage and you shred it in whatever method you want to shred it in. Sometimes you can use a box grater. Sometimes you can just slice it up or so, whenever works for you. Put it in a big bowl, cover it in salt, and let it sit for 15 minutes, and then squish it. So you got to squish the salt into the... Well, I can, but I have no cultural knowledge of kimchi, so I can make sauerkraut. That's in my wheelhouse. And you squish it until... it's given up a huge amount of water, and then the way I do it, I have what's called a fermentation jar. So it's a jar with a one-way valve, so it'll let gases out but not gases in, and then you stuff the jar. I include in mine dill and black pepper because I like my black peppercorns because I like mine spicy. So I layer cabbage and dill and peppercorns and I fill it all the way up. And then I have what are called fermentation weights. They're little glass pebbles that help push it down. And you make sure that it's covered in liquid. And you screw the jar on. You need to bury it in the back of your fridge for 6 weeks or so. Weeks. If the jar pops, it pops. We live dangerously in the household. If the jar pops, it pops. Right? I mean, fair enough.
If he dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies. And then you eat sauerkraut whenever you have to, whenever you make a Reuben or a hot dog, in my opinion. Okay, when I was a kid, the rule was that you always got whatever meal you wanted for your birthday. And I kid you not, for 10 years, my birthday meal was pizza and sauerkraut. It sounds very strange.
Nothing wrong with that.
But as a child, that is what I wanted, and that is what I ate. I love sauerkraut. I love it even more now that I make it myself. And it can have as much dill in it as I want. Yes. Yeah, there are at least 3 types of pickled vegetables in my fridge pretty much at all times. Let's see. Let me rattle them off. We've got cornichons. We've got cucumber pickles, capers, sauerkraut. I made dilly beans, which is when you make green beans in the same brine as pickles. Oh, they're really good. We don't have any pickled onions right now, but that's because I usually make them with a little bit of sugar and a little bit of red wine vinegar, but we just saw a cool new way of doing it, which is red onions and lime juice that I really want to try.
And we have been playing around with kind of speed pickling red onions for a while now.
We speed pickle red onions all the... Oh, I don't have a jar currently, but I also, if you are familiar with the restaurant Din Tai Fung, I guess it's a chain, it's more of a franchise. It's a great... I don't know their specific provenance. It's a Chinese restaurant, but I don't know what province of China the cuisine is from. But they make a particular cucumber quick pickle with chili crisp that I frequently have a jar of in my fridge.
There are very few foods I'm perennially slightly angry I'm not eating anytime I'm not eating them, and that's one of them.
Yeah, so we will do like what we call cheap and dirty bentos, which is just like, okay, microwave rice, chicken,
like a crappy frozen chicken steak,
breaded fried chicken steaks that you throw in the oven so that they are cooked through, and then you just slice them up like pork katsu, steamed veggies and pickles, and furikake if you've got it, which is really nice.
Also, the pickles go extraordinarily well with cheesy orzo.
Chanterelle mushrooms pickling with balsamic and garlic. Tell me how that goes. That sounds
great.
Really good. What were you saying?
I was saying the Din Tai Fung pickles also go extremely well with cheesy orzo.
Yeah. Cheesy orzo is adult mac and cheese. So
Deconstructed.
it's a deconstructed mac and cheese. It's my tweet. It's also a cheap excuse to have vegetables. It was a TikTok recipe, actually. It's red Leicester and Gruyere cheese cooked in milk, when the orzo's cooked in milk and water, and then you stir that all in. And then I also load it down with about a zucchini's worth, all shredded up, and because it can handle it. And then it's so good. It's very good. And then you can put just about anything in the world on it. It's like mashed potatoes. It's just the starchy side, but it has vegetables in it.
There have been times in the last couple of weeks when things have been a bit stressful where we have split frozen cubes of orzo and mashed potato, and I'm not even sorry.
Right. Super cubes were one of the biggest innovations to our freezer, and I love them. We had chicken and dumplings that I made like 3 weeks ago that we just froze in super cubes and then threw in the microwave.
It's like being a prepper, but without being a bit scary.
Yeah, and with better rotation and with fresher ingredients.
You don't have drums of coffee you can trade.
You know, just...
Who trade coffee? The fuck is wrong with you?
Just, no. I mean, if there is a bad day and that food supply gets disrupted, I will be sad. Don't get me wrong, but... we'll live.
We went to the movies.
It was
so bad.
My God.
So bad.
We went to see Big Dave and Mila's Adventure, Into the Lost Lands, which was... I am made of questions. It was ridiculous. Oh, the Super Cube Club. Mwah, love it.
High five.
I love it. Absolutely love it. I've started doing the thing where you open a can of tomato paste and you need like a quarter of it and the rest of it just becomes ice cubes in your freezer. Yeah, okay. I love it. Big Dave and Mila's Adventure was very fun. I have a few million questions about how they actually accomplished it.
I have never seen a film that was simultaneously too short and overly expository before. It's quite an achievement.
I mean, it was a movie full of expositional dialogue that explained nothing.
Like, there's an entire subplot which involves mass political unrest in a city, which apparently has 5 people in it. Like, one faction...
Like, I have 5 guys and you said 3.
You have 3, therefore I win.
Right. I'm what? That's not how it was very pretty. It had some great cinematography, some excellent, truly fans of the Western genre set pieces and stuff.
Great cable car fight over the San Andreas Fault.
As far as we can tell, yeah. Or maybe off of what's left of the Brooklyn Bridge. I'm not sure. Yeah. Never need to see it again. It was perfect date night fodder.
It is, for those of you who aren't familiar with his work, it's a Paul W.S. Anderson movie. Paul W.S. Anderson is the patron saint of, films.
No. He's the patron saint of the Cool Wives Club.
Yeah, he's the president of the Cool Wives Club. He met and fell in love with Mila Jovovich on the first Resident Evil many, many years ago. And
has been recreating it ever since.
And they just work together all the time.
Yeah.
It's so sweet. They obviously just think they're cool and like to hang out and do stuff.
And Big Dave was there and had a really good time and got to wear some very cool outfits.
It's not good at all, but it is fun. It is really, really good fun.
It was a good date night and popcorn.
And any movie where Mila Jovovich gets to dual wield a weapon and Dave Bautista gets to throw a snake.
That's all of them. She dual wields weapons in every single one of them.
And Dave Bautista gets to throw a mutant snake at multiple people.
I think you're right. I think that movie was filmed for 3D and then never released in 3D because some of the ways it's not just Paul S. Anderson, but a lot of the ways some of those scenes were shot, it was like, yeah, that was supposed to be 3D, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to both Death of a Unicorn.
Death of a Unicorn looks... I love... what's her name? Tia Leone?
Tia Leone.
Oh, yeah.
That entire trailer is set up to have her say, that horn did look rather girthsome.
Girthsome. What a word.
Herban, every shot. Every single shot. It is like someone got blackout drunk in the lens flare factory. I had a lovely time.
Have we seen a trailer for Cinder? Yes, that is
the Michael B. Jordan.
That's the Sundown Town.
Yes,
twins. Yeah. I know it has Richard E. Grant in it. That it looks very good, and it's going to end very horribly, and I can't wait.
Yes.
That'll be a very good time.
This Friday, I'm off to see Y2K, and I'm aware that not everyone in this chat may be old enough to remember Y2K.
My God!
Moving on. What is
that actor's name?
Julian Dennison.
That's it. Okay.
It stars, amongst other people, the incredible Julian Dennison from Hunt for the Wilder People, which is genuinely one of the best films I've ever seen, and Deadpool 2, which is also actually really fun, as one of a group of kids on December 31st, 1999, and the clock strikes midnight, and the Millennium Bug turns anything with an electrical current in it into a murderous robot. I cannot articulate how excited I am to see this bullshit.
I remember exactly where I was working on Y2K because I was the secretary who had to work an overnight shift to support the IT department, who was making sure that the computers wouldn't fall down in the law firm I was working for.
I was at a party at the cool postgraduate house I wasn't cool enough to go to, I felt, where it's notable, if it's what I'm thinking of it, if Wendy's watching the VOD, this might have been the one where Wendy's future husband got blind drunk, collapsed in the bathroom, threw everything in the bathroom into the bath, and then puked on it. Or it's possible that was another party. But I distinctly remember showing up thinking, it's December 31st, 1999. Shit might pop off. And my Y2K preparedness kit was, I'm not kidding, 3 glow sticks.
Oh, child.
And 2 bottles of water. I was ready.
And a 2000 AD comic.
Of course, never leave home without one.
And a bar of chocolate.
Yeah, never leave home without one.
Oh... I'm going to wither into dust like the snow.
Simpler, dumber times.
It's no Iron Man 3, but it'll do. Working on the bar for
triple pay at the Viking Hotel. Fucking hell, the Viking Hotel.
Wow.
So much money. Yeah.
My goodness.
Thank
Hello.
you very much, Fox and Moose.
Fox and Moose. That's really kind of you. We appreciate it. You have a limited time to earn exclusive emotes. Okay. I'm going to cough for a second. Excuse me.
So yeah, I'm off to see that on Friday. I'm planning on having a really lovely time with it.
Well done.
Yes. Say, good. I'm very happy
I
for
hope
you.
you have
Enjoy
a lovely
your bullshit.
Have a lovely, lovely time. There are many movies in the world that are for Alistair and 5 pounds and a chocolate bar. It's just like, here you go.
I caught up with an old friend for the first time this year.
Thank you so much, Fox and Moose. That's
Thanks,
really
Fox and
kind.
Moose. We really appreciate you. And we got talking about something. Specifically, there's an episode of Doctor Who I'm writing a book on. And he laughed uproariously. He said, Alistair, I knew it would be this one because I thought it was shit. I thought it made incredibly weird, stupid, janky choices. And halfway through the episode, and please don't take this as an insult, my brain said out loud, this is the type of script that Alistair would describe as interesting. And I have never felt more good-naturedly perceived.
I mean, it's not wrong. It's very much not wrong.
Watching Deep Star 6 with my dad, and he's like, well, that was shit. My first response, aged 12, was, yeah, but the monster was really interesting. Boom. A critic is born.
A critic is born. Yes, exactly. Well, listen, we are running a bit behind tonight because we had that technical issue, and I doubt we'll finish Tavern Talk tonight, but I think we're getting pretty close to the end of Tavern Talk. So why don't we take our ad break here a little earlier than usual so I can fire up the stream. Get yourself a drink and a snack or a pet for... your pet or any of that good stuff you need to attend to.
Little guy.
We'll take a couple minutes and we'll get the game fired up and let's see if they put Skelly.
Can my vocal cords take it?
Can your vocal cords handle them? What are the 3 characters? It's
Skelly, Kyle,
and Archibald.
Archibald? Is it Rupert? I want to say Rupert.
Who's Rupert? Archie.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, there's just so many of them all at once. Yes, very much an accents content warning. So let's go ahead and take that break. I'll get the game fired up and we'll be right back. Yeah, well, I have to push this button too. There we go. always the Looney Tune. Ooh, looks like the camera crashed. Hang on just
new.
a second, folks.
I can assure you we're not trolling you and keeping very, very still. Or are we? No. But are we? No.
Put your hand in front of the... Yeah? I'm trying to fix this, but I've never had this particular error before. I guess Twiglet will have to play the game, everybody. You're just gonna have to look at the adorable cat instead of us for the next little bit, I'm afraid. Twiglet will have to play the game, right? I mean,
I like his chances. I
like
do.
his chances as well, I'll be honest.
Boy's got skills.
Okay, Twilight Zinnias, huh? I don't have any game music. Hang on a second, let me check my various audio settings. Speakers should be headphones. There we go.
There it is.
It's just now very, very loud. No. We need to go down here like this. There we go. I will try checking the camera every once in a while. Nope, still frozen. How very, truly annoying. Okay, well, apologies. You'll just have to, imagine what we look like in your minds. And adore the adorable. Adore the adorable. Jeez. Enjoy.
Blood for the blood god.
Yes, enjoy the adorable child. All right, here we go. Act 3, Twilight Thud, day 22, Twilight Zinnias. Is that correct?
Twilight Zinnias, yes.
Yeah, okay, here we go. I should put up the content warnings for the game one more time, just since we're here. Yeah, also, we're playing Tavern Talk, in case you missed it. It's a wonderful game. There's the Steam link for it. Content warnings include death and dying, mental health and trauma, and violence. There's a detailed list of the Bedtime Stories content warning link in the chat. And you can find previous installments. Well, once all the previous installments have been assembled, you'll be able to find them on YouTube, and I think they will probably be on our Twitch page for a little bit at least, as we wrangle down the new file limitations that have been put in place. But let's see what the day brings, shall we? Really dangerously close to final quests. Alright. Okay. Which one did they grab?
Good morning. Slept well?
That greeting ain't gonna do, Innkeep. Give me your best lines. I'll hear all of them today.
Top of the morning to you, adventurers.
Go on.
Peace and contentment be upon you, travelers. Sweet water and good berries, friends?
Ha! Alright, enough.
You seem to be in high spirits.
Listen to the music. Not often you get the chance to work on the project of a lifetime.
I'm glad you're so passionate about this. Hope you didn't give Care too hard of a time convincing you.
Nah. Once I mentioned Dragonfire, it would have been harder to stop her from going on the quest. It was just tough to find her. I didn't take you for a nighttime soup enjoyer. I'm not. I can be persuaded, though, with the right soup and company. I assume your quest for comfort food turned out successful?
Not at all. It was thwarted by the shadow of night. Dearest Rhea promised we should endeavor to make shortbread another day when the sun is high in the sky. And the stores are open.
I'll need to make that sword first, though.
Did Kellen update you on what's at stake?
Yep. Those sigils of alcoholic zest won't know what hit them when they see my newly forged weapon. Alcoholic zest.
Sigils of alcoholic
I
zest.
totally am saving that. That's a great idea.
It's sigils of Alkahest. Gesundheit.
So I assume you've worked out a game plan? More or less. Not like we got a lot of info in that quest of yours.
I'm sorry.
I worked on what you had. We'll manage. Though that ever-burning flame of Leviathan sounds more like a myth than something real.
That sounds exactly like something you need for a mythical weapon capable of saving the world, though.
Ha! Still, are you sure you're okay with reforging your with reforging your sword for this care? Yep, it's the right thing to do. That wasn't what I was asking about. Believe me, I know a thing or two about the importance of an heirloom. It's fine. It's just, I wonder if I'll feel the same connection to my Baba when I look at the sword afterwards. Eventually, everything she gazed at in life will be gone.
Don't you think she would like looking at the sword of Kaelin the hero? That has quite a wonderful ring to it.
I didn't know your grandma, but reforging that sword with dragon fire to save the world? I think she would have been mighty proud of you. I'll make sure that weapon is the best anyone's ever swung this side of the Aether Tree.
You have a competition to win after all.
Exactly. I've been thinking about all night about what techniques I want to use. The design ain't exactly final, but I'll finish it during our trip to the Highlands if I'm fast enough.
Rhea, are you doing okay?
You never heard of giving someone time to think?
Well, you seem to be putting a lot of pressure on yourself.
Be some simple run-of-the-mill weapon. And there's so much to decide before starting the forging process. Hitting, quenching, tampering.
And the 5 Varric and heat treatment techniques.
And the 5... Wait. That could actually work. I'm surprised you still remember those.
Certainly. You were very passionate about the method, as I recall.
I'm just stoked to get a weapon made by you, Rhea. If it's you, I know my Baba's sword is in good hands.
You seem to have the forging part covered. Anything planned for the rest of the quest?
Right. Since we don't really know much about who or what might be guarding the flame, we're taking Hex along. Should we encounter any defenses of the, magical sort? As for how to get to the Highlands, Clay and Tia couldn't come along, so let's hope Aya is up for helping us with her tree travel thing.
Seems like you have your bases covered. You as the main fighter, Rhea as craftmaster, Hex and Bayer as magical support, and Kyle as... I'm afraid I won't be able to fill a role this time, Innkeeper. I tried to distract myself, but the mere thought of dear Evelyn hurt and alone. Or worse. It struck me with a torment strong enough to make even this undead heart bleed with worry. No matter what transpired between us, all I craved was to know her safe. But to allow my dear friends to march into danger alone was no less distressing.
He was almost inconsolable the entire evening.
I didn't want to choose one side, only to lose the other forever.
That's when I slammed me empty bowl of soup down on the table between us. We weren't gonna go off and die just because he took his eyes off us for a few days.
And yet that very fate had struck me several times in the past.
I said, well, do I be damned if you never get to see me master weapon. Doesn't matter if you have to chew my way through that tree myself. Heard the dead have a taste for bark anyway.
It was as if those words washed away most of the anguish that was ailing my soul. Surely it was time to believe in the future and to reconcile with the past I left behind. All for my most cherished people. As long as I didn't forget along the way.
But we found the workaround for that.
Flashcards! I just need to pull them out and be greeted by the wonderful flashcards prepared for me by both Rhea and Kaelin, even though they may be far from me.
That sounds great, Kyle.
There's one about you as well. It's so good.
I'm honored. Seems like you've thought of everything then. Hopefully. Some help from your drinks would be mighty appreciated nonetheless.
Do you have anything in particular in mind? Some fire resistance seems like it's going to come in pretty handy.
That sounds reasonable. We can focus on agility if we're already going in that direction. I don't think we want to take on whatever traps we run into head on. And some strength as well for anything we can't avoid. That and fire resistance should definitely help with forging the weapon as well. Though, that ghost berry I brought you yesterday, I wouldn't mind some invisibility either. It might give us some imaginative ways to deal with whatever challenges we end up facing. Concentration on intelligence to take full advantage of that sounds like a good option too. And I bet Hex would like that. Yeah, I bet. Knowing him, there's an equal chance of his ideas going right or horribly wrong. And if things go south, we'll need to charm to talk our way out of anything.
And this way, dear Evelyn will be stunned by my most captivating entrance.
Sounds decent. Some intelligence could also help with figuring out those techniques you mentioned. And my design, I guess. Alright, Inkeep. You look like you're bursting to help us out with this decision. Is it going to be dexterity with strength as backup and fire resistance? Or should we approach this with intelligence, a dose of charisma in case things go really wrong, and some handy invisibility?
Well, if you're asking me. So we have two options here, and this is a mild spoiler. We can't win.
No matter how we do it.
No, there are two outcomes for this quest. There is a failure outcome, and there is apparently a slightly more entertaining, mild failure outcome.
Slightly more entertaining, mild failure sounds like what we want to aim for then.
In which case, we want to serve intelligence and charisma with invisibility.
So ghost berries.
Yes.
Okay. So, triple brains, a crown, and invisibility. So invisibility is the ghost berry, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Anything else give invisibility? The fake crystal does as well. But let's do a ghost berry. That gives me bonuses to the 2 stats I need to brew anyway. Okay. Ooh. Oops, sorry. And now we need a drink. Okay. These are just new places. Okay. Huh. 3 brains and crown. That's 3 brains, but not enough crown. That's not enough. Sparkling Nebula it is then, with a ghost berry. Yeah?
I think so. Let me double check on this. Yeah, intelligence and charisma with invisibility.
Very good job. Alright, sparkling nebula yellow with a ghost berry. Here we go. If you want to forge that weapon properly, it might be best to reserve your strength. And anyone guarding the flame should be pretty invested in the dragon's well-being. So here, to solving the challenges ahead of you, cleverly. Appreciate it, Innkeeper. This'll put us on the right track. And with that, we're off to the Highlands. Me and Kyle are gonna go grab Hex. Before I let him go, check on his ex-wife. You go get Baya? Baya? Sure. Good. Alright, that's it, Innkeep. One last line for good luck. Make it count.
Mind the creaky step on your way out.
Fare. Fare thee well, Innkeeper. Kind of weird, isn't it?
What is?
It's gonna be a battle for the fate of the world. But Elfie ain't even here to worry themselves stupid about it.
Yeah.
They'd have loved this, I think. Not the impending doom, but all this getting together to defeat evil stuff. Make sure to tell those guys heading to the Twilight Portal to keep an eye out for him.
I will.
Good. Alright, suppose it's time for me to head out as well.
Stay safe, Cat.
Always, Innkeeper. Where is Fable? Probably going to be in the exact right place at the right time, right?
That's the feeling.
Their name is Fable.
That's the bet.
Oh, gosh. Innkeeper, we have returned.
I can see that, dear. I was awaiting you. Though I'm surprised to see you here, Jade.
Yeah, well, Miss Holier Than Thou dragged me along. Some about finally doing my part. I distinctly remember you expressing open interest in our plight when we were talking to Aniko. I believe you asked multiple questions that indicated your desire to help. Camera's still frozen. Sorry, folks. And I remember asking how much you'd pay, and you said nothing, so I said no thanks. And yet you didn't resist coming along.
Do you have a better job lined up, Jade?
Not yet. Iniko and I are eyeing something, but I guess I've got time to kill.
Perhaps Aniko can help too, then.
They better. Not sure if I can deal with Princess here alone. I ship them. There's no need to deal with me. I can handle myself.
I'd love to have Aniko on the team. Me too.
I assume you have written us a quest, Innkeeper.
I have. Take a look.
Excellent work.
I knew we could count on you. Well done, mate.
Started raining. Let me have a look at that. So we just have to catch the guy at the portal? That seems simple enough. I mean, we could just set up an ambush.
Oh, or be sneaky if he's already there.
You can sneak, big guy?
I could do a load of things. A few years back, I spent time with some lithic panthers who showed me how to sneak up on anybody. I just don't like doing it. Seems a bit rude, you know?
No, I don't.
But I think this situation calls for a little rudeness.
Agreed, it does. And for a little more manpower. You're right, Innkeeper. We should ask Iniko for help. Also, Hex suggested taking Wa along. He's great at distractions and knows his way around the Twilight Chasm should our quest lead into it. Apparently, he has family there, though I hope we don't need to disturb them.
Anyone else?
We considered many more, but Scully and Grace made a good point.
They said not everyone is battle-tested and that it would be reckless to take inexperienced adventurers along. They also said we should look into more backup plans for the backup plan. I think they just wanted an excuse to do some research and to stay away from the bloodshed.
Can't blame them.
Melly really wanted to come too, but Dave said no.
Is he coming himself? Of course. Made these two ask him before we got here. We need good fighters, and that kid's got some talent.
I hope he said goodbye properly this time.
Carolyn made sure he did. Never saw a more terrifying death glare in my whole life. It was very impressive. It was. So are you finished with your questions?
Actually, could you review the plan for me one more time? It's been a long couple of weeks.
Sure. So, listen up. We make it to the Twilight Portal by the moon pools, and we stop our big bad evil from going through. If we fail that, or if he's faster than us, we chase him through the Twilight Chasm and into Ur. And we prevent him from getting that fancy axe. And if that fails, well, we stop him at all costs.
That sounds like a good plan. While you're at it, will you keep an eye out for Fable for me? Of course.
Now, Innkeeper, by the dragons and all that is holy in this world, can we count on your libacious help again?
Libacious? Yes, of course.
What do you
need?
There you go. Easy. We just need to be quicker than that maniac. We should be the first to reach the portal. And we should be the first to attack him all while dodging his counterattacks. Outspeeding him seems like the smartest option here. But you're wrong. It's foolish to think his strikes won't be powerful. We need to be well protected against him, so we can take him down before he really hurts any of us. Don't be stupid. If we're fast enough, he won't get a chance to hurt us. I'd like you to say that again when you're lying in a pool of your own blood.
Okay, maybe we need both. It's just the balance that counts. We could focus on a whole lot of defense, but keep some dexterity in our back pocket. And maybe some of those fast infusion thingies could make up the difference. What do you say?
I could hasten you with some golden feathers or cyber fangs.
That sounds great.
Not cyber.
I know cyber fangs sound pretty fucking badass. Alternatively, you could give us a lot of dexterity instead, with maybe just a little bit of defense sprinkled on top. And to make sure we don't get hurt, you can give us some of that frost armor Scully keeps talking about. Sure thing. I've got enough frozen pine cones left for that. I don't think Jade and Tia can make a decision without bloodshed, so, could you help us out?
Of course. I know just what to do. Walk through?
Walk through.
Same situation?
You picked up on that.
Okay.
Well done.
So this is gonna be it all goes wrong and there's some sort of big ending, isn't there?
Yep.
So is this the slightly less worrisome but funny ending?
All I have is we can prioritize dexterity over defense, make a Last Whisper, and get an achievement called Last Dawn. Or we get a defense over we prioritize defense over dexterity and make a Last Snow to get an achievement called First Star.
So do we want Last Dawn or First Star?
I'm gonna say we probably want First Star.
Okay, so what's that then?
Dexterity, hold on.
Here's our options.
Defense over dexterity.
So defense with a haste.
Yeah.
Alright, so a haste is either a saber fang or a golden feather. Hang on. The saber fang works more in our favor, it looks like. They don't. Yeah, let's do the saber fang. And then what drink do we need? Or triple defense? I'm thinking of First Snow or a steel tonic.
One of the walkthroughs I'm working off recommends a Last Snow.
There is no such thing as lost snow.
Maybe that's a first snow then.
Yeah. I don't know. Steel tonic seems more appropriate, doesn't it?
The only two which I have specified are make a Lost Whisper to get the Lost Dawn achievement, or make what they're calling a Lost Snow to get the first star achievement. And that suggests that that is just a transcription error, and they recommend first snow. But a Steel Dawn could work as well. We have a save. We could always play back.
No, I think first snow is correct. But what I am going to do is I'm going to save here, just to be sure. Scroll, 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 scroll. No! It's going to make me save over my old saves. All the way back here in Act 1. Okay, fine. Yes. Okay, so we want a first snow with a saber fang, we decided.
I think so, yeah.
Yep. So then we need one of those. We need one of those. And then 3 of these, right? No, that's not right, it says. Oops, I got that. I got that wrong. Hang on. So that's correct. But I need 2 of these. And then, but I won't get it. So it's not the fang, it's the other one. The golden feather, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, so let's try this again. Yeah, the additions are wrong. See, that gives me one of that and one of that, and then I just need a second of this. And then I need, because we're here, and we're there, and then I need 3 of these. There we go, first snow. Well done, Andrew. Good job. All right, first snow with the feather. Defense should be your number 1 priority, but I think haste makes for a good backup plan. You can never have enough of that. See, I was right as usual. You chose the right focus, Innkeeper. Ugh. Well, at least we'll be fast, so I don't have to listen to you gloat much longer. Let's get this over with. All right, Clay. Let's go. Clay?
You should,
Are you all right?
No, I don't think I am. Aren't you scared?
Of what?
All of this. The fate of the world is a really very heavy weight to bear, don't you think? What if someone gets hurt and I can't stop it? What if I can't protect you and the others and the world and the ferrets and the trees and everything and they...
Clay, stop, please. For a moment, just stop. I know this is scary. Truth be told, I'm scared too. My whole life has been building up to this moment. I've always been told I'm meant to save people, and if I can't, what's the point of me?
You are the point. I'm glad you exist, even if you don't save anyone. You're not some mythical savior, you're my friend.
And you are mine. And I'm a little less afraid because I have you with me. You taught me how to value myself as a person, despite all the weight on my shoulders. I mean, look at these shoulder pads. They're ridiculous. I can't believe I haven't snagged my hair every time. I really need a bob. I wish you would do the same thing yourself. I promise you, together we will get through this. And we will save each other, and our friends, and the world, and all of the ferrets. And the innkeeper while we're at it.
Thank you, I appreciate being included. Below the ferrets. You're enough, Clay. And you don't have to worry you're not. And you too, Tia. Don't think I'm excluding you.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Having you two believe in me is all the strength I need.
Oh.
Little guy! Can we still hold hands on the way there so it's a little less scary?
Of course. And remember, you can never lose me. Your bracelet will always tell you exactly where I am. And if you get lost somehow, despite your impeccable sense of orientation, mine will help me find you.
You just get lost looking.
I might have to ask Jade for help. I'd do even that for you.
Thank you, Tia. You're a great best friend.
Oh, so are you. All right then, best bud. Let's do this together.
Best of luck. We might need it.
Oh my god,
one
they
of
are
you is
so
hecka
adorable.
dead.
Please don't die. You must have made them some really good drinks, Innkeeper. I've never seen Clay that determined.
I tried my best. I have to say, Grace, I'm kind of surprised you're not accompanying Hex to see the ever-burning flame.
She didn't want to stop studying the magic spells. She thinks they might help us solve all this.
I think what might help me right now is a drink. Something that'll get my thoughts flowing gracefully despite all this mess.
Give me just a moment.
Look at the adorable child.
This is a anything goes.
Just need brain juice. Silent owl. Peak sunrise. Sparkling Nebula is a very grace drink. It's easy to make too. It makes Andu shiny as well.
A delicious thoughts detangler, just for you.
I don't think I've ever tasted detangler as delicious as this.
You've tasted detangler?
Melly, would you like a drink as well?
No, thank you. I've already had 3 hot chocolates today. I think if any more magic enters my system, I'm going to eat the sun!
On to another topic then. I heard you formed a research team.
We did! Obviously, Grace and I are the leaders, but we also recruited Scully and Archie, and Una said she wanted to sit with us and crochet while we work.
What a great excuse to help.
She insists we can't call it helping.
Of course she does.
Rufus is helping us too. His wool is so soft, it calms everyone down. I wish Dave would join us too. I guess he's busy fighting the mean guy, but he'd probably see me back soon, so.
And he better keep that promise.
What are you looking into anyway? Melly mentioned spells. Are those the ones Hex found in the tower?
Yes, those ones exactly. He stayed up all night decoding their formulas, but as soon as he figured out what they were about, he lost interest. So I picked them up. Most of them were rudimentary, all things we already have in our spellbooks, but 2 stuck out to me.
Would you care to educate me?
Which one do you want to hear about first? Teleportation or soul binding?
Oh, soul binding. That sounds worrying.
Hex brought home a glass case with a glowing floating scroll inside. After we got it out and removed all the protective runes, he was pretty disappointed.
A riddle-locked glass case and protective runes. That seems like someone really didn't want it to be used.
I'm pretty sure I know why. It describes pulling souls right out of people's bodies and binding them to objects. completely volatile magic and dangerous, I assume. It's been a bit difficult to translate. I'm trying to figure out any side effects it might have so I can convince Hex not to use it whenever he's slightly inconvenienced.
That sounds difficult, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. What about the other scroll?
The other scroll? One of the scrolls he found holds a powerful teleportation spell. Now, I fancy myself quite equipped at conjuration magic, but Hex finds it boring. He picked the scroll up because he assumed the golden runes meant it was special. He was right, but I guess it didn't have enough fire for him.
More special than a soul-binding scroll?
No, but still special enough. I think if cast correctly, you could get anywhere in Asteria with incredible accuracy. Even to protected places and other planes, but I'm trying to figure out how to use it without destroying myself. It requires more mana than people usually have in their bodies.
So you think it'd kill its caster?
Almost certainly so. Still, it has a lot of promise. Maybe I can modify it.
Best of luck.
Thank you. Hex also brought back a lot of the wizard's personal notes, diaries and such, retellings of his exploits, his hopes, dreams, and fears. When I have some more time, I think I'll be able to do a deep dive into who he was. Maybe I can even put a little exhibition together if Juan and Inico let me borrow some of those magical items.
I doubt they dare refuse you.
I hope not.
I need some magic scrolls of my own to decipher. But first we need to finish this research, just because we need to figure out what to do if...
It's just nice to have something to do, is all. Plus, I'll take any excuse to hear more of Skelly's Everbloom stories.
He's trying to figure out whether we can reverse the sigils. That'd be neat.
Maybe you can duct tape them back together.
I don't think so. With Archie's help, I also made this whole board where I can collect and connect all of our clues. Spaghetti?
Specifically,
I've been looking into who exactly that necromancer guy could be. Clay said he noticed some flowers on his armor, and I think that might be a clue. Maybe he's a florist, or they're zombie flowers. Ooh, maybe he wants to destroy all of the flowers. I need to figure out his motive. Because if we can figure out his motive, we can figure out who he is, and then we can figure out his weaknesses. Not that we need them, because Dave and the others will, what did he say? Kick his abs. But looking into it makes me calmer. Yeah. They'll be all right, right? Right, innkeeper? The zombies aren't gonna eat them like they ate my parents.
They won't. They'll all protect each other. He'll come back for you.
I hope so. I don't want that to happen again. I miss my parents. Sometimes I wish they were here to hold my hand.
What were they like?
shall we pause here? Hearing Millie tell us about her parents?
It feels like we could get through this before the ad, but let's pause here.
Let's pause here so that it doesn't get interrupted, okay? We're going to take another ad break, folks. This is past the midpoint of the stream, so if you haven't had a stretch yet, now is a very good time to do so. Maybe you need some more to drink. And we'll be back in just a couple minutes. And the
Still
camera
frozen.
is still frozen.
Still
so
frozen.
you guys get to continue looking at Twiglet, which, lucky you. Hang on just a second. What is going on there? There we go. All right, fine.
What were they like?
Oop, the game audio is muted. There we go.
Well, I remember my dad always told me bedtime stories about swashbuckling burglars. And I remember my mom loved making things out of yarn, especially socks. And they were really nice and cool, and I loved them so much.
I know I can't replace your parents, but is it okay if I hold your hand until Dave, Carolyn, and Fable come back?
That would be nice. I feel a lot safer with them around, you know, like I'm home again.
You are home.
I think so too. But enough dramatic backstory. I'm turning into Dave. Just fast and gay for Fable.
Oh.
Oh, maybe it's time to head out. We'll update you on our research tomorrow, Innkeeper, but first,
We're gonna get ice cream.
Fucking dragon. Beautiful.
exactly. Una promised she'd make us some.
Save some for me.
We'll try.
But
And Jenny for Fable.
Hello there. It's been a while since you last showed up. I feared you went home without saying goodbye.
I wouldn't do that, my friend. I did end up finding those golden loon feathers pretty quickly, with a little help from Voyage. But with everything going down, I decided to stick around and help those in need.
That sounds just like you. I know, it's Quincy, right? It's amazing.
How are things with you, though?
Ah,
You don't need to say much for me to know what that face means. I have seen it once or twice before. Is there something I can do for you?
I know, Kiwi. Isn't it amazing? I love that Quincy is in this. What is there to be done, Quincy? It's like everything is in limbo.
Like dancing on the edge of a blade. One wrong move and it's over.
Something like that.
Would it help if I asked you for a drink?
Maybe.
You know what always helps me when I'm feeling down?
What?
A good cup of Quincy's hot chocolate. Here, after all I've heard, you might need it more than me.
Thank you. That's really kind of you. Melly will love this.
Now, go on, make me a drink, this one or another one. Whatever you would like.
I want to make Quincy's hot chocolate. That sounds incredible.
And then possibly make it in the real world. Doesn't
Oh.
What?
He wants triple speed, which is perfect for the cold nights of the winter solstice or days when your heart just needs a little warming up. Quincy's hot chocolate will have your spirits reinvigorated in no time. This hot cocoa with a dash of cinnamon quickly returns the feeling back into your chilled bones and maybe will make you feel a little less alone.
Oh.
That looks delightful. Let's make Quincy's hot chocolate for sure. Here we go. So a little bit of that. And a little bit of that. And a whole lot of this. Oh, I can't do it without a boost. Hang on, let's start over.
That is the least hot chocolatey looking hot chocolate I have ever
I
seen.
know, but you know, hush. It does need an additive of some kind. Let's give it a chili, which seems very appropriate because it gives me the tick I need here. And then I can do this. And then I can do the 3 of these. And still no. What am I missing? Oh, see, because now I need 2 of those, don't I? It's not enough. All right, so the chili doesn't work.
Hold on, I think I actually have. a picture of this.
Okay. So the only minus can be to the sword. Let's see. So a lotus flower would work. A honey flower would work. Yeah. Or fey crystal. There we go. That's the way to do it. Right. So it's giving me the tick of that I need. So now I need a tick of this. A tick of this. And then 2 ticks of this. Right? There we go. Hot chocolate. Well done, Andrew. Hot chocolate and whatever the fake crystal gives. Which is... invisibility. Here, have invisible hot chocolate. Melly will love this. Oh, what a cute mug. Couldn't wait to try it out right away.
Well, you replicated it perfectly. My hands and heart are warm. You want to sip? You look like you need it.
Maybe later. May this drink be warmer than the currents of these times.
It most certainly is. Thank you, Inky.
Of course.
So, how are you? I know, I think any of those are completely legit.
I just feel a bit numb. I'm not worried or elated, I'm just...
Avoiding thinking about it at all costs.
Yeah. No, even when I think about it, I can't quite reach the feelings I know are supposed to be there. It's like I'm stuck, floating around in some glass case, watching the stars fall around me. But no matter how I try, I can't reach out to touch them. And I can't figure out whether I want to touch them, I mean.
Certainly seems to scare you. Worrying about the world and other people. It's been a while.
I didn't think I'd care again. I didn't want to, but...
But it just sort of happened.
Yeah, just like that. I mean, without my consent, I might add.
The heart wants what it wants. And sometimes what it wants is friendship. But I can see how that could be frightening. So many things are on the line now. Perhaps more than even you bargained for.
It was easier when I just looked away.
Would you rather look away than help your patrons? Your friends?
No. But that does mean I have to face the fear of losing them.
That's funny.
Funny?
Didn't you swear to me you were done fearing death? That you had nothing left to lose?
I guess sometimes lying to ourselves is easier than lying to others. Screenshot.
Hey, fuck you, game. I will keep my I told you so largely to myself.
I just feel like I'm stuck in an endless cycle and there isn't any way out that doesn't tear me apart.
Would it help you to know we've all felt like that at some point in our lives?
I mean, not really, no.
Well, then let me leave you with this instead. Love may come at the price of loss, but the inevitability of loss also comes with the reward of love. You can't lose something without having loved it. So you should love whatever it is you fear to lose. These are the moments that matter, the moments that make your life worth living. Besides, you have the power to step out of that cursed circle anytime, don't you?
Do I?
Write your own story, my friend. Don't doom yourself because you think it's what you deserve.
I forget how good you are at giving advice.
No.
Makes me a bit envious.
You'll get there eventually.
I hope so. Thanks for checking in, Quincy. I think I needed that.
Of course. Please don't stop reaching out. The safety of isolation is not worth the loneliness.
I'll try to remember that.
You better. Now, I heard the night market is close by, and I really don't want to waste this opportunity, so if you'll excuse me.
Don't let me hold you back.
I never do. Until next time, you take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and be safe, okay?
Oh, Quincy!
Quincy!
Why don't I get a catchphrase? Oh well, maybe it comes with age. Maybe next millennium.
So are we cursed to stay in the inn?
It said something about a cursed circle. Hello?
Hello.
Excuse me, I need to save the game right now. Who on earth is this? Is this our necromancer friend?
This is the bad guy.
Look at that armor. Look at the flowers.
He's the bad guy. Duh.
Duh. Anyway. Oh yes. He
The man has in every sense come around.
But this has got to be the guy who sent me that letter, isn't it?
Yep. This is your
Come
old
on.
friend.
Look, the freaking color of the paper and the seal and the He has red eyes. Well, I'm assuming this individual has red eye. I'm very suspicious of you, my friend.
The art on this reading is very carefully and interestingly fluid, non-binary a little bit. Yeah. Hello.
Greetings, traveler. Nice armor. Is it new?
No. Doesn't it seem familiar?
Oh God, you've gone Peter Lucas on me. God. The flowers certainly do. Did you keep my books?
You know, I imagined this place differently. It's nice,
Thank you.
but I thought you'd be long gone by now. After all, you like running, don't you?
I like it here. Though your visit is making me consider a swift move.
It's not advisable to stay in one place for too long anyway. Eventually, the past does always catch up.
I figured. Ooh, look at the lightning. Look at the storm. What really brings you here, Quasar?
Oh, you know, this and that.
Quasar, huh?
I paid Marrow Castle a visit. It's quite serene this time of year.
And what for?
Sightseeing, trespassing.
You broke in.
I wouldn't phrase it like that. Burglary is incredibly impolite. I was persistent in my approach. Politely, I knocked on the door. And unfortunately, vampires these days have no hospitality. The lady of the house greeted me with a snarl and slammed the door in my face. Not like that stopped me, but I found it quite rude.
So you did break in?
Obviously, as a last resort. There was something I needed more than manners. As expected, she wouldn't give up her precious relic freely.
Is that what she said?
I would have, but no, the rat escaped. In the blink of an eye, she dissolved into mist. I always considered that to be a vampire's most annoying skill, don't you think?
Fuck this. Bat!
Fuck this, bat! But at least I got what I wanted.
And what would that be?
Curious as ever, aren't you?
That's why I made it my job.
What, being nosy?
Something like that. I get to hear a lot of things every day. People do love to talk.
You manipulate your patrons into telling you their darkest secrets.
I don't manipulate them, I just listen.
Of course you do.
I'm all ears. What would Lady Evelyn have that you, Quasar Duskbringer, would want?
Oh, just a little blood. Ingredients for the execution. of a grand design.
Grand design? We were never ones to make big plans.
Speak for yourself.
Maybe time has changed you. Oddly enough, you still look the same.
I had to make sure you'd recognize me.
As if I could ever forget.
Oh. Seems like it was really quite easy for you to move on.
It wasn't.
Yet you're hiding. You ran away from everything that once mattered to build a life behind a counter in a shabby tavern.
Is that why you're here? To throw around accusations?
No, I guess I just wanted one last chat. Now everything is coming to an end. I'm curious. I'm curious about how this dear old friend of mine is doing. So, how are you doing, friend? Honesty or fuck you, the eternal choice.
I think we'll go with honesty. I don't like this person.
No, I'm full
But
of...
it's implied that we did. I don't know.
Oh, this has strong X energy. I think
Yeah.
full of hope.
I mean, I'm doing my best to be full of hope for a better tomorrow.
Me too. I'm just rather afraid that we're hoping for different dawns.
I do think we might be. And how are you doing?
Do you even want to know?
I mean, it is my job. The tavern is open to everyone.
Your protective spells beg to differ.
But they let you through, didn't they?
Ah.
So how about a drink? And then you tell me whatever it is you need to get off your chest.
Sure. Let's see if you still know me well enough. And if you remember what I taught you.
Of course I do. Oh no! I'm scared! Andrew!
He's not a happy little guy.
Okay, this person is evil because they made Andrew scared. Thousand Winds, Sunny Breeze. Sunny Breeze is such a fuck you drink.
Put a fucking umbrella in it.
Forspoken Heart. Okay, great for emotionally repressed individuals.
Do it.
Let's do the Sunny Breeze. Screw you. It's okay, Andrew. Oh. Hang on, a Sunny Breeze takes an additive, doesn't it? Okay. Because I need one tick of this as well when I'm out of room. Here, Andrew, have some drink. Maybe that'll help you feel better. Can I give him something that... I don't think I have... I don't want to give him a ghost berry. I don't want to give him anything that takes an additive.
Don't give him anything good.
Yeah, I don't want to give him anything good. Fine, you get a spoken heart. got you. That's how you know he's the bad guy. How about this? Sweet and chatty.
Oh, not bad. Almost tastes like back in the day.
Did you think I'd forget?
Yes. I assumed you're as good at abandoning memories as you are at abandoning people.
Ouch.
It seems like people are right about one thing, though.
And that would be?
Well, your drinks can influence fate. They can't save people, but they can push them in a direction, alter their destiny.
I wouldn't go that far. I simply do my best to support my patrons in their endeavors.
Will you support my endeavor?
As I said, I serve everyone in this tavern.
How noble. How awfully morally grey. How opportunistic. It's like nothing's changed.
I like it that way.
Making decisions for people. Leading them to their doom. All because you can't help but wonder what just a little entropy might do.
I help.
You help. Sure. You always liked to help when it was most convenient for you, when it got people to love you.
Are we a siren?
I think we might be. Yeah.
Huh.
I hope all your helping has aided you in forgetting them.
I didn't forget them.
Oh, is that so? I couldn't sleep for months. My heart bled and bled until there was nothing left to bleed. I was alone. And by the end of it, when nothing was left, there was just one question. How could the one person I trusted with my life turn on me like that? How dare they leave me with nothing but the stars, staring at them alone, wondering whether the blood would ever wash off? And how, by the dragons and their false light,
Oh yeah, you're definitely evil.
is all you've done with your freedom, all you have done with this dastardly achieved freedom, this. There's still blood on our hands. It took me way too long to realize that I didn't have to give up, that I'm not like you, that it doesn't have to be their blood that sticks to my hands.
They're gone.
Not for much longer. Soon the star rain and the flood that washed away our yesterday will open the gates to a new tomorrow, a new horizon, unhaunted by ghosts.
Quasar,
Innkeeper,
why would you do something like this?
don't we owe it to them? The you I knew would have agreed.
The me you knew was a fool. Some situations are hopeless. Some decisions aren't easy.
Decisions are quite easy if you just set your mind to it. Say I need to tear apart Cassiopeia's wings for the stars to rain upon Gaia.
An ambitious task?
Well, yes, I could decide not to and abandon my plans because I'm intimidated by the complexity or scared of the consequences, but no, instead I choose to stick with it and I get what I want.
A diagnosis on the spectrum?
I don't give up. I succeed. It truly is that simple. If you care, you'll get it done, no matter how much effort it may take.
Everyone was dead.
I wasn't. Didn't we promise to always stand by each other's side, to never be alone again?
We did.
Didn't they deserve the same?
They did.
Then why are you here and they aren't?
I don't know.
Me neither. What did we mean to you? Nothing. Nothing. We meant nothing to you. The home we built, it meant so little.
That's not true.
Do you still ponder about the meaning of life, watching the stars?
No, there aren't any anymore.
It's better that way. It means there's no risk of getting caught up in trivial things.
Like getting caught up in the thought of a world without pain?
Like that, yes, exactly.
You're so naive.
So stupid.
It meant everything to me.
Don't lie to me! I've seen through the charade. Your tricks don't work on me anymore. Look at the stars now as they lie at our feet, a declaration of your failure, an elegy to your cowardice, and a demonstration of my endurance.
Oh yeah, okay, so you are a guy.
Everything is set. Everyone will get what they deserve. Even your little replacements. Soon there'll be no more but a fading memory on the horizon. Feels familiar, doesn't it?
They're alive. They can be saved.
They are alive, yes. What you should ask yourself is for how much longer? And if the time comes, are you going to run again?
No.
But you sent them to their deaths, did you not?
I sent them to stop you.
I'm aware. Which reminds me, I will have to leave soon before your little pawns interfere with my threads of fate. Gertrude, come along. It's time to go home. What?
It's the bird that's been here this entire time. Interesting. Care to explain?
Oh, I sent you a little companion so you wouldn't be so alone. But I need her back now.
But you know I value my privacy.
And I value the perfect execution of my plans. So, thank you for collecting so much information for me.
You don't have to do this, you realize.
Oh, I don't. But I will. Anyway, I have somewhere to be. Speaking of which, my invitation, the offer still stands. Join me and watch as I repair what you destroyed 30 years ago. Join me to witness the renaissance of times past.
No. Fucking conservatives. No, my place is here.
What if... That is a pity. It almost pains me to see that you haven't changed one bit.
Right, Kiwi? Andy would never do this to us. I've moved on. You should try it sometime.
Spoken like a coward. It's not like I need you anyway. Not anymore. See you soon, old friend.
Or not.
Well, shit. Extra kibble for our brave boy today.
Extra kibble for Andu today, yes.
Andy would never do us like that.
The Wheel of Fortune. Alright. Wheel of Morality. Turn. Okay. We're just about out of time. We've got like
That's
10 minutes
pretty
left.
great.
It is a pretty great
Do
place.
we have a shenanigans loaded?
I do have a shenanigans loaded.
I feel like this week we might need a shenanigans.
This week we may in fact need a shenanigan. Exactly. Much extra head pets for Andu. Now, I'm going to try and... Nope, the camera is still not working. So
Do you want to unplug it and replug it?
I'm going to try resetting the camera, everybody. I'm not sure if it's going to work or not. It didn't work last time. Nope. It's still not working. What can I do to... Let's see. Hang on a second. Oh, I have an idea. Deactivate. Activate. Yes, I fixed it. Okay. Excellent. All right. We fixed the camera.
Magic people, frozen people. Yeah.
And now the ad break wants to run.
Yeah, damn it.
Now we can just
Can we snooze it?
We have enough. We have plenty of snoozes for the ad break. Take your headphones off. There you go. I think after all of that,
That was quite intense.
I think after that intensity of this schmucky schmuck, we could use a shenanigan. So I've saved the game.
All right, Darth Incel, wind your neck in.
Oh man, what a schmuck!
I'm a man.
I need to know what the flowers are on his armor though, because there were like 3 of them. Well, now I need a prequel.
What's that thing about the cursed circle?
Yeah,
You can leave the cursed circle at any time.
I think it might have been more of a metaphorical circle of repeating actions or something. I don't really know.
Quincy's so cool. I love
Quincy's
Quincy.
amazing, but I need to find out who this. What's his name?
Quasar Duskbringer.
Duskbringer. Oh my fucking god!
Phoenix Dark.
Jesus, child. Oh, I need to smack this fool down.
Darkness darks him, the Darkbringer. He is the knight.
He is the knight.
He's in love with the concept of My Chemical Romance.
Marv, you're the greatest. What can I say? Okay, I'm trying to make sure. I don't know.
Right, Kiwi, it is such a villain name. So who are you guys? Oh, we're a handy band of adventurers. Oh, that's lovely. Who have you got? Well, we have Thorin Oakenshield, we have Raceland Megere, we have Quasar Duskbringer, and we have Murderface the Doombringer 5000.
Right? It's just... Right. Let's do some shenanigans real quick.
I'm amazed he didn't say, we live in a society like stab, instant stab.
Instant stab. Right. So we have a Tumblr post
Chicken
from
law.
Chicken
Fuck
Law
yes. Love
this
chicken law.
evening. All right. So I will read this and then you can start on it. There is something to be said for going to zoos. Oh, there's no content warnings for this if I remember correctly.
Content warnings.
Yeah. There is something to be said for going to zoos and aquariums on weekdays to avoid school-aged crowds. But going to the aviary on a weekend is fun because going into big greenhouses and watching toddlers who just learned to walk encounter loose tropical animals taller than they are is part of the overall experience for me. To me, a 3-year-old is just as much entertaining and an entertaining and strange beast as an egret, and here they can interact directly, which is incredible. Listening to a macaque peekaboo at a preschooler who takes it at face value that some birds must be completely fluent in English, and no one has bothered to mention this before, is unmatched.
So, my neighbour's 3-year-old saw Charlie for the first time last week. I don't see my neighbours often because they are morning people and both our households are acting like the pandemic is still on, which it is. But yesterday I happened to be taking Charlie out for a walk when they were coming home from something, and the kid, Checkers, was dumbstruck. You want to tag in or no?
Charlie isn't a big dog, but he's 60 pounds and mostly leggy sighthound, so he is significantly taller than the average toddler. Since Checker's extended family is largely allergic to mammals, they do not see dogs at other people's houses nor at daycare. So this was the first time they've seen an animal larger than they are up close.
It is a beautiful thing to see a young human experience a sudden and profound shift in their worldview, and you get to witness parts of their brain being rewired in real time across their face. Confusion, then wonder as a fascinating new category of life opens before them. It is doubly wonderful that small children are rarely frightened of things unless they are taught to be. So cautiously, Checkers approached Charlie, looking between us and making interrogative noises at me, as I was clearly his parent and therefore responsible for introductions.
"This is Charlie," I said. "He might or might not say hi back."
Checkers considered the evidence before them. Charlie has a name shared with their playmates. Their older sibling is largely non-verbal, and Charlie wears a chest harness with leash, again like some of their playmates, and came to the extremely reasonable conclusion that Charlie is a fellow human child, and introduced themselves appropriately.
Hello,
said Checkers, stepping up to Charlie.
this is Bionicles.
They continued, holding up their plush giraffe toy, the appropriate way to introduce yourself and your friends/interests to a new peer at age 3.
Charlie has a vast preference of humans to other dogs, and of adults to humans when humans often ignoring or within humans, often ignoring or evading small children in the way he does with dogs that annoy him. It makes sense. Small children are not usually the ones with treats, and typically inept petters at best. But there is something about Bionicles the giraffe intrigued him. And so he politely sniffed and listened to Checkers talk about, I'm not sure, because I have audio processing problems, and Checkers does not enunciate well, for about a minute. And I got to witness Checkers' parents undergo a similar world shift as they realized Checkers was addressing Charlie as a fellow human, and how that felt, and how that was entirely rational of them.
The confusion on the adults' humans was so interesting that I failed to notice Charlie very delicately taking Bionicles the giraffe from Checkers until he had taken 2 steps to give himself room and then started to death shake the toy because Charlie also loves plushies in a very destructive sense of the word.
I am horrified.
The parents are horrified.
Checkers is delighted, laughing as Charlie very expertly separated Bionicle's head from the rest of the toy and sat down in the grass to pull the fluff out.
I retrieved both pieces of the toy from Charlie, apologized profusely, took him home, and then came back to sew Bionicle's head back on.
Yesterday, I saw Checkers on all fours out in the front yard trying to redecapitate Bionicles with their teeth while their father looked on resigned.
We've arranged a future play date between Charlie and Checkers with a handful of dollar store stuffed toys for them to destroy together.
I think it is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Oh
My heart.
Oh my goodness, that is so sweet. So now you've taught this 3-year-old to try and destroy toys in the front yard.
Just the
There's a Halloween obsession coming.
Just the image of this tiny little kid going, fuck yeah. That's metal as shit, Charlie. Let's fucking go.
That is adorable. Tags, family lore, Charleston Chew, dogs, children. The child is called Checkers in the story because they share an in real life name with a different board game.
Okay.
Very well.
That's Monopoly Jones then.
Monopoly Jones, yes, precisely. Well, that was a lovely shenanigan.
That really was. And I love that.
Now I'm just seeing a 3-year-old and a giant dog.
It's like,
He's holding like stuff. He's just like, "Arr!" And I love how the child will get frustrated that the dog is better at it.
Yeah.
Kind of like this little. Oh, I don't have a Twiglet cam for shenanigans. Tearing toys apart to like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, some slow sad version of some pop song, right? Exactly. He has a particular feather toy that he really likes,
and he always was a kitten.
Picks it up, shakes it, puts it down.
Yes,
that's what he likes to do. And one of these days his little felt yurt will arrive, his little cave,
and then he will live in it.
We want to buy him plushy skulls and spears and swords and leave them scattered out in front like the dragon's lair. That really was a bad movie, but it looked really cool.
Bad movie.
Cool. Right, we're coming up on time, so let's talk about where we're going to be in the next little bit. We do have a break coming up in the next few weeks, but I can't remember exactly the dates, and it's not until April.
And it's not this week.
And it's not this coming week, so we'll talk about it when it comes up.
This week, the full it will go live on Friday.
Ooh, a mini Mambari and a plushy Darkspawn.
Adorable.
So cute. Just some little Herlock, like, that would be so cute.
The full will go live this Friday, as usual. It's a good one. It's always good. I always enjoy doing it. Marguerite always does a great job. And it's fun.
Yep. What are we talking about? You did an essay this.
Yeah, this week's kind of a fun one. I had 3 things hit in quick succession, and my brain did that Jack Ryan thing. Read an article which was an appreciation of Paul Anderson movies as an act of devotion to his wife, which is really sweet. I saw in The Lost Lands, gosh, so you don't have to. And I read a really, really good article on Polygon calling for the return of the mid-noughties flopbuster. And the idea of the flopbuster is big idea, small budget, one bankable star, and how these movies used to get put out 2 or 3 times a month. And the article's contention is these should be brought back. My contention is they've never left. And how I talk about how in The Lost Lands is an example of this. A lot of the stuff I've seen this year is this exact sort of movie. And tying that...
The return of the flawed
Yeah,
Oscar.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I tie that into a couple of things. There's a comic called Jefferson, who was the screenwriter on American Fiction, which is fucking hilarious and really good, made about how you could, in his Oscar acceptance speech, where he said, you could make one $200 million movie, or you could make a half dozen...
$20 million movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I try to make the point in there that these films make their money back faster, which means the sociopaths are happier, and they also have the opportunity to be aimed at different people. And how stuff like Companion and Deep Breath and Black Bag and ISS, all of which have hit theatres in the last 2 years, speak to that very powerfully.
It's an essay.
It's an essay. I do that thing where I talk and I'm articulate and reassuring. I worry I don't make a point, but I'm nice to listen to. So
I'll find your point.
she'll find me a point.
And then I'll excavate around it.
Oh,
until
and pancakes. Pancakes are in there as well.
And pancakes. Yes, that's right. And then speaking of pancakes, on Sunday we'll be back in the morning with Raziel.
Raziel and his cake.
Did we defeat... We can...
Yeah, we had... The game appears to have this weird thing where it does one really involved boss fight and one boss fight where you just go... And the guy's like, ah!
Oh, that's right. Now that I know how to R2 and triangle aim, we destroyed another brother, have another power, and now we're out and about. Gotta find something else new to do.
So yeah, well, Raziel and his junk in his terrifying undead trunk will be back.
Yes, precisely.
Best but 90s gaming.
And then we'll be back here next Wednesday for, well...
Either the penultimate or the ultimate Tavern Talk. We'll have to see.
We'll see how that's going.
Regardless, thank you so much for joining us. I've been Alistair.
I've been yawning, but my name's Marguerite.
And he's been asleep the whole time.
Yeah,
We'll
which
see you
means
next
we're
time.
going to have to wake him up so he doesn't go tearing about when we go to bed. Have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you soon. Bye!